It's always fascinated me how people interact with those that they idolise. There was once a time where you could only connect with your face by screaming at them from behind a barrier, or maybe you'd be lucky enough to bump into one in a hotel. But social media has changed all that. We can now interact with anyone from our fingertips. YouTube has allowed almost anyone to gain an audience overnight, and that creates unclear boundaries between creators and viewers, leading to many a difficult situation. Over this week, I'm going to be talking to a variety of creators to try and understand why things are the way they are, and how we can become more empathetic in this mad online world. No one quite knows what the rules are still, and that's why I hope you join me in exploring the creator-viewer divide. Meet Kevin Chapman. Kevin shares his life with thousands of people every single day. Last year he gave up his day job, allowing him to spend more time with his family. And the best way to meet his family is through his own introduction. He lives with his son Andy, who has a love for churches, his dog Dave, his partner Anna, and you'll get the occasional guest appearances of his daughters Lucy and Amy. Now, I first came across Kevin when a video got suggested to me. You see, Kevin's son Andy is on the autistic spectrum, as am I, and I was particularly angered by the fact that it appeared that Kevin was exploiting his son. However, earlier in the year, I actually bumped into Kevin in a convention in June, and I thought, do you know what, let's talk about it, and I realised how much of a lovely guy Kevin is. It's all good now. Kevin and I have even been on TV shows together. Check us on the BBC. I have no shame in admitting that I was wrong about Kevin, and that's something that I want to share with you all today. I want to talk to Kevin about what it's like to not just be sharing your own life, but your family's, and I think that's all the introduction you need, so take it away. Why did you start YouTube?
So my background on YouTube is I started in gaming. I still make Football Manager videos every day. I did that just because it looked like fun, and then I did that for about a year. And for not only am I enjoying the Football Manager side of this, but I actually also really enjoy the actual act of making videos.
Well, with your Football Manager videos, was it just a voiceover? Where you
it started as just a voiceover. So it started off with a voiceover. When it got to the point where I had a camera that was far too good for what I was doing with Football Manager, and I was enjoying the video editing aspect of it as much as the game, so I actively went out looking for other stuff to make videos about. So I started a second channel, which is now my main channel. Just on a whim, we went bowling as a family, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to record this and see what happens. And then we went to Skegness, and they became, okay, this is a lot of fun, and the whole family enjoyed it. And we just made the decision 1st of January 2017 to just a casual decision. We're going to daily vlog for the next year.
You did have a real job. You were a computer science teacher. How did you balance that with all the YouTube stuff then?
I didn't sleep much, and it's absolutely not recommended. I would not recommend anybody does it the way I did it. I was head of department in my school. It wasn't just like I was turning up and being a teacher. I had quite a responsible adult job, but I was always really strict with my work-life balance with my job. Ever since I first became a teacher, it was always, right, I will work whatever hours I need to work in that building, and when I leave that building, whatever time that might be, when I leave the job behind. Well,
that intrigues me then, because of course now your work is in your home.
Oh, absolutely.
So how do you distinguish now that shut-off time?
I mean, that's probably my biggest fault now, because I don't have the shut-off time anymore. I literally am working all the time. It's finding that balance between the graft of, right, I used to have a well-paid job, we're a family of 5, I need to be able to support us, and just sort of scratching and clawing at everything everything you can possibly get hold of. At that point, Andy had been refusing to attend school for about 15 months. He just hadn't been at all. For the first couple of months, I never even said the kids' names. They were Sproglet 1, 2 and 3.
That's
the Sproglets. We had a weekend where we went to Grantham, because Andy loves churches, and he particularly loves the church that's in Grantham. So we went to Grantham, and I just thought, you know what, let's just film our day in full. Let's not try and hide the kids from this one, because they're having a good time. There's nothing to be ashamed of here. There's nothing we need to keep hidden away. Let's just film it. And obviously, as part of that video, revealed that he is autistic. And that video got a whole load of people saying things along the lines of, finally I found someone who's in a similar situation to me, or my kid. That wasn't necessarily the reaction I was expecting. I was expecting a whole bunch of cyberbullying to turn up, which is one of the reasons why I deliberately protected all the kids, because I thought, not just Andy, and the girls as well, I thought, I don't really want to put them on the internet because I don't want to expose them to attacks. Not long after, we had a half term where my half term didn't match up with his half term. So we were actually able to try and drive him into school. Basically, we got him to school every day that week for the first time in nearly a year and a half, just by me being at home to drive him. And as the week went on, we're documenting this story on YouTube, and it's really picking up traction because it's a story that's connecting with so many people. We've only been daily vlogging like 6 to 8 weeks at this point, but the views are flying in, the comments are flying in, and everyone is so supportive. And as the week went on, and it became clear that, okay, this is a story that connects with people, and also this is something that's working. We're getting him back to school. And I actually went into work on the Monday following that half term and handed in my notice to resign.
Oh wow, I didn't realise it was like that.
Yeah, handed in my notice straight after that week because we thought, you know what, we can get him back to school and that will help our family in so many ways. That month where we resigned, if I made it into 3 figures on my YouTube earnings, I'd be surprised. I don't think it was anywhere near that. But we thought, you know what, I am a teacher, so I'm not handing in a month's notice here.
Yeah.
I'm telling them that at the end of August, I'm leaving. I won't be going back in September. So I had 7 months basically to build this business to the point where it could support the family.
Do you wonder if people are subscribing for Andy as opposed to you?
I think a lot of people are subscribing to Andy as opposed to me.
So then that brings the question of how do you know it's okay to be sharing his life? Like, where does his input stop?
Yeah, we're very selective about what we upload, and we've made it very clear to people in the past that, I mean, Andy fully understands what's going on. He knows he's on YouTube. He knows he's making videos. He has his own channel now. He records everything anyway. He loves video. He loves the whole process of being on YouTube. And he's quite happy to tell us to stop recording. Our rule as a family is that if Andy tells us to stop, we stop. And not only do we stop, but we don't upload that section that's been going on. That's clearly something he doesn't want documenting. We share everything else that we think is appropriate to share.
And that's the thing, that's where it comes down to the whole daily vlogging thing. A day is 24 hours. People don't realise that, of course, how selective you actually are being. How many minutes of the day do you film versus how many you upload?
If it's, I would say I have no more than 30 minutes of footage at the end of every day, and even that gets heavily edited down, and half of it doesn't make it into the vlog.
Exactly.
So, yeah, out of a 24-hour period, we're not. The phrasing of the biggest criticism we always get in the comments is, I can't believe you're sticking a camera in his face all the time. Well, firstly, I'm not sticking a camera in his face. I have a very wide lens. I can do this from quite far away. But secondly, it's not all day. It's at most 30 minutes out of a 24-hour period.
And Andy's not featured in that.
He's not featured in the whole thing. There are, I would say, half the videos on the channel he's not even in. No. So it's not every day.
Your channel is called Kevin Chapman. It's your life, isn't it?
And that's a deliberate decision, because it used to, because my gaming channel is called Lelujo, and it was originally Lelujo Vlogs. And we decided, okay, no one knows how to say that or spell it. We're changing the name.
I couldn't. Well, the first time I think it's even on camera. Me trying to say, I'll insert it if it's available. Your channel is called
Kevin Chapman.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, is it?
It was, and that was coming up a lot. And I thought, you know what? I'm trying to get into speaking. I'm trying to get into more media stuff as well. I need a name people can say. I need a name that when people hear, they can go and search for it. So we had quite a big conversation about what we're going to call the channel. And I suggested Chapman family. You know, that's what the big family vloggers call it. And the discussion was, well, we could, but half the videos the family aren't in.
Exactly, yeah.
So if we call it Chapman family, we're setting the expectation that the whole family is going to be in every video.
You'd expect for Anna to then pick up the camera and go, hi,
exactly.
morning.
And that's not what happens. It is very much my vlog. It's my day. If I'm at home with the family will feature. Yeah. If I'm not at home, they probably won't be in that video.
Well, that's the thing, you go out and you film your Comic-Cons and all these EGXs and all these gaming conventions and stuff like that.
And on those days, I will always get the comments of, oh, why isn't Andy in this video? And my response is always, well, for a start, whose name's above the door? The channel is my life, my story, and it started out documenting my transition between being a teacher and becoming a carer, which is officially how I would still describe myself. I'm a carer who happens to not be able to get any carers allowance, because that's a whole other story, because I earn too much money as a YouTuber. But I am a carer. I spend more time being a carer than anything else, who happens to make his money by making YouTube videos, often about that, because I make videos about my life, and that's a big part of my life. I don't expect it to happen, but if me and Anna split up tomorrow and her and Andy moved out, because I'm not Andy's dad, I'm his stepdad, if Anna and Andy moved out tomorrow, the channel's not going to stop.
No, exactly.
It would still be documenting my daily life. The videos would be a lot more miserable. It would be me sat in a bed sit wondering where it all went wrong. I share the parts of my life that I want to share, and obviously I want to share this fantastic journey that Andy's been on.
So when I first came to your channel, I saw the video Back to School Meltdown.
We even talked about it when we first met, didn't we?
We did, because well, that's the thing. I didn't want to beat around the bush about it. I was just like, right, let's just go straight in with it. Anyone who comes at your channel nowadays, it looks like it could look as if you're using Andy for views as such. Where do you find the balance between it's YouTube, we need to do clickbaity titles and thumbnails versus maybe we'll remove that bit from it?
I don't do clickbaity stuff.
No,
it was a meltdown, and he went back to school. I get that criticism a lot. I guess it depends where you view it from, what angle you view it from, because you mentioned before about the progress Andy's made in the last year.
Yeah.
And he's only been able to make that progress because I've been able to be at home working with him to help him make that progress. And the only way I've been able to be at home is because I can pay my bills by making YouTube videos. And the only reason I can pay my bills making YouTube videos is because we've got a few videos like that have got however many million views on them now.
What would you do if Andy was watching your channel, he came across that video and he was like, don't want people seeing that?
Take it down. Absolutely, without question, I'd take it down. We leave it up because it's a great comparison point for the progress that he's made, and it's an important part of telling his story because his story is so positive.
Editing Connor right here. Sorry, just quick interruption, but one of the cameras died. Not really much I can do about it, but the angles are all going to change. It's only for the next 4 minutes. You can cope for 4 minutes. If you're that bothered, close your eyes. Enjoy the rest. How do you address controversy? Because I think that's a big thing. Because you're not just fighting for yourself, you're defending your entire family.
The only controversy we've ever really had, it all goes back to that same video again, and the just total toxic abuse that we get in that video every day. I'd like to point out.
I was going to say, with
death threats every day.
How do you react when people come up to you in public when you're with Andy?
We've kind of got, because I'm very rarely out and about with just Andy, and I'll almost always be there as well, because I mean we probably don't need to do that now, but certainly going back a year, 18 months, we couldn't go out on our own with him because we'd need to be able to tag team him if something happened. So we still kind of do that, even though it's not necessarily necessary anymore. We've got this system where we kind of just let him react to it how he wants to react to it, and if he decides I don't want to be a part of this, I'm going to walk off, he'll walk off, Anna will go with him. And so anyone who has ever met me in public, and very quickly Anna and Andy have walked off and it's just been me chatting to you for a minute, and then I kind of cut things short and say I have got to catch up with them now because they've walked off. We kind of just let Andy do his own thing. There have been very rare occasions where he's responded really well to someone he's met for the first time. It's usually on his terms, and it's rarely on video. How
do Amy and Lucy react? Have they ever met people in public? Because they went to Summer in the City, didn't they?
They did, yeah. They get a lot of it at school.
Do they?
And Lucy's not that keen on it, which is why Lucy's not in the videos very much.
I was going to say, yeah.
She made the decision probably, it must be 6 months ago, maybe even longer ago now, that she didn't want to appear very often in the videos. Certainly while she was still at school. She's at college now and is a lot more comfortable with it now. Amy, I think, on the flip side of it, absolutely loves it. She loves the attention. She's
a thing, you can embrace it. Or
she's a proper little performer and she loves it. Whenever she's at my house, she's like, can we do a live stream tonight? Well, we don't really need to do one right now. We could, if you've got something to say, we could. But I think she would be in every video. I think she would have her own channel.
Are you putting a limit on when she can have her own
My
channel?
view is YouTube say 13, so I say 13. She's 12, she can't have a channel yet. I'm the only one in the family who is super into this. This was my dream. That's why it's my name on the channel. They've gone along with me and supported me on it, but it's on the condition that they can tell me no.
There are different rules that apply to family vloggers that to people who just do it for themselves. Like if you want to turn off the camera, you turn off the camera, and as you said then, everyone else has that say.
I think if I was in my early 20s living on my own, I wouldn't have a PO box. I'd just tell people my address and say, come on, come here. Because I really enjoy that side of it. And I think it's the egomaniac in me, but I love it when people stop me in the street to say hello. I love it when people ask for a selfie. For me, I think it's validation that I made the right call when I left my real grown-up life, which my dad still doesn't understand at all. I regularly get asked when I'm going to get a real job again.
With family vlogging, we've established everything. You would turn it off like that for the sacrifice of your family.
Absolutely. Yes, I'm spending a lot of my time working, but I'm also spending more time than ever with my family because we're able to work together. So it's a fantastic situation where, like, I made a video, my video that comes out today as we're recording this. I recorded it with Lucy and Amy last night, and we made a decision to make a video together as a family activity, and we had a bit of fun, but it was also work. As long as you know where the boundary is and you respect everybody else's wishes, and ultimately, if I get home from this today and Anna says to me, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore, then I would go back to making just my Football Manager videos and probably go and get a part-time teaching job, and I wouldn't vlog anymore. It was always on the condition that every single member of the family had the power to say stop. If it gets too big, if it gets too personal, they always have the kill switch. And they know that. And I think the fact that they know that they've got that makes them a lot more comfortable going on with some of the stuff that maybe they wouldn't have wanted to do.
You don't need me to tell you what you've just seen right there. You see a family, and that's what's important. I made an assumption, and I was wrong. With the internet being as fast paced as it is, I believe that as viewers we've kind of got into that rhythm, so we're used to making quick decisions now. So I guess my kind of lesson for today is, as a viewer, don't just jump to a conclusion, do a bit of research yourself first. It's not always on the creator to be providing you with all the information. A massive thank you to Kevin for appearing in this. It was quite a last minute thing due to some changes, but I think he did an incredible job. Make sure you go and subscribe to his channel, follow him on the social medias down in the description, that's what it's called, yep. I'll let you into a little secret actually. If I'd always stuck to my initial assumptions, you wouldn't have seen today's video, yesterday's video wouldn't have happened either. Basically the series wouldn't have happened. Be open-minded. You've now had two different views on how this whole divide thing works on YouTube, but what about in other mediums? And I believe that is a good teaser as to why you need to continue joining me in exploring Creative Viewer Divide. It's still cheesy!
They think that because you've got like a fake rack on, they are entitled to go and grab it.